Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. This is Mega 400. I'm going to try to be calmer because I kind of got a little, very fast-paced in my talking. And yeah, I accidentally jumped there, but that's a good time to show you. If you go out of the range of Mumbo's magic, you'll actually go back to his hut. So you have to transfer him back into Banjo. You can't just leave the world like in Kazooie, which kind of sucks. Damn it, that squeak is so funny. But yeah, I apologize for being a little too enthusiastic with my rant. And I know I rant quite a bit about things that don't relate to the game. I'm trying to keep balance. It's kind of hard sometimes for me to do that. That's another honeycomb. Only one more. We get the last extension from Honeybee. Yay! But yeah, it's part of it is like balancing like when to do the rants when there's like a boring part of the game. You know, let me know if you think I should be ranting less. You know, it's fine, but like, I know I've said in the past, like I said in Wonderland too, like sometimes there's nothing to talk about, but sometimes there is stuff to talk about. I just choose to rant. So let me know if you think the rants are way too much. There's too many of them, or let me know if you think I should just like maybe do a little bit less, or just play some better. You know, I don't know. I personally like doing rants once in a while when there's not much else to talk about. Now the octopus, again, I think the octopus is the second most useful. Then maybe the tank. I think the tank, or no, wait, no. Rat, octopus, tank. That's, and then the candle, because you only use it once in this level and then once in the other one. Where the tank you use, well, you use it twice, but it's, I don't know, the tank looks cool. It just gets more points for being cool. So here's another one of those caves like we got in Spiller's Harbor that use the octopus. There's also notes to get in this cave, right here. Jump up. So yeah, while I'm going through this cave, since there really isn't anything to talk about in this cave, I said yesterday on how we should be focusing more on games should be focusing more on story and music and stuff instead of trying to improve the technology, which brings to question, how far should we go with technology? I mean, the thing that comes to mind is Microsoft is developing Project Natal, which is basically an iToy basically type thing, but even more so, even better technology. My thing is, how far are we gonna go with technology? How far are we gonna go, like, with making things so great? I mean, I know you shouldn't just stop and say, well, this is as good as we can do, don't fix what isn't going to be broken on. And some things you do. You know, that's the thing, is the phrase, don't fix what isn't broken, it works in terms of some things, and some things it doesn't work. Things it works on is this, like controls. Like, if the control worked well for the NES, why keep trying to make it more complex? Maybe go back to the basics. You know, don't make it, like, I think there was actually a drawing of an N64 controller, like, for, I think, like, the, I don't know, it just has so many gadgets on it. It's like, how far are we gonna go? Can't you just, you know, sometimes it's better, simple is better in some cases. The phrase doesn't work, in my opinion, for things like, the Zelda series. People say, well, the way it is right now, I think it's fine, don't fix it, the way the games are is fine. My thing is, well, that's true, but keeping the same boring storyline is also, or not boring storyline, the same storyline, the same gameplay mechanics without adding anything extremely new. Sometimes it's good to take a chance, and that's what Nintendo did with the GameCube controller and stuff like that. They took a chance, they improved it. I think now it's time to go back to the basics even more, and they're doing it with the Wii, but I think even more so, like focusing more on games that don't focus on the Wii controls as much. Or the Wii motion controls. That's all the Jinjos. All the Jinjos in the game are now found. So that's awesome. But yeah, it's just like we've gotten just in this decade, we've come so far with technology. Like in the beginning of the decade, there were still cell phones that were the size of bricks. So it's just amazing what we've done. And I think it's time to take a step back and instead of trying to make things better and bigger and shinier, we look back at how we can make things better in terms of quality rather than quality, if that makes any sense. In terms of making it better in terms of technological quality, make it better in terms of usefulness and likabilityness. I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying, because I'm trying to describe it as good as I can. Okay, 9 Jiggies. There's only one more left. That's the smelting one with the lady bucket. Yeah, this game is almost complete. And we're gonna finish I'm gonna finish freezing furnace in this level. I hate those boom boxes. But yeah, basically I think that balance is the key with anything, but balance is the key in this case as well. That we shouldn't be focusing on. Sometimes we should take a step back. Sometimes we should just balance ourselves. It's better to do that once in a while. It's good to step forward, but it's also good to take a step back. It's, you know, take a step forward and improve our technology, while also keeping in mind that sometimes what we have is as good, and it's better to improve in other areas. So with that said, let's move on back to Banjo. There's only one last thing we have to do. We hit that switch. I've died so many times in this level just because of... Again, it's like they decided to just make things harder by just... very screwy things. Like, we're gonna do this to make it harder. Like the whole poison gas in that puzzle chamber. I didn't mention this also. Fire enemies can be one-hit killed with the ice eggs. I'm thinking there's another enemy can kill with the fire eggs, but I'm not sure which. It might be poison gas enemies. I don't know if there are any. Well, I guess the ghost enemies and bubble gloop swamp. That's Kazooie. Bad Magic Bayou. So that's everything in the game. We just need to get the last, or everything in the game. Everything in this level. We just need to get the last. The last Jiggy here. And there's one other thing we need to get, you'll see later. If you remember, we still have one other Jiggy in one of the levels. But we're going to be getting 100% by next episode. So let's grab the smelted Jiggy. It's freshly smelted. I like the word smelt. Tuna smelt. Chicken smelt. Cheese burger smelted. I don't know what I'm doing. So, Banjo-Kazooie is a great series. This game is actually quite good. I recommend you try it out. It's fun. It's not as good as the other ones, but it's still an enjoyable experience. My question is, where are they going to go with the Banjo series in terms of rare? I don't know if I'll play them, because I don't know if I want to buy them on the Xbox, because my brothers have the Xbox. I don't own it, and they probably won't want me to buy a game for their system. But, you know, it's like... First of all, I don't know if I want to buy it just because, again, I know graphics don't matter, but it's really, really, really hard to look at Banjo when he looks like he does in Banjo-Kazooie 3 Nuts and Bolts. It's just painful to look at him like that. He looks just awful. I mean, I'm sorry, but he does. It's like if plastic surgery, he got plastic surgery and it went horribly wrong, and he ended up, I don't know. It's just horrible. I'm sorry. Growing up with Banjo-Kazooie for the N64, it's hard to look at Banjo looking like he does in Nuts and Bolts. But in terms of gameplay, again, my question is, are they going to go back to the platforming? If they go back to the platforming, I'll be more interested. Because not that the game Nuts and Bolts was a bad game from from what I've heard, but I really don't want to play that kind of game personally. I'd rather play the classic Banjo game. And as a Banjo game, that game, from what I've heard, was also not really good as a Banjo game. So, my question is, are they going to continue the Banjo series? Or is we're going to make another Banjo game? And, what's it going to be like? You know, that's my question. They're already having him in, like, Sega Racing as a guest star on the 360 version. Like, seriously, is that what Banjo has been reduced to, as a guest star? That's just kind of... Granted, they did it to Link on Soul Calibur, but... I don't know. I just don't know. But we have opened the last area, which is Grunty's tower. And we got our last extension, but it's not done yet. We have one last Jiggy to get all 60 Jiggies. Tune in next time when we get the last Jiggy, which will be in... You'll see. Though you probably already know. But anyway, this is Make 400, reminding you to do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.